Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to another breakdown video. Today, we are revisiting the most controversial breakdown video I ever made. We are doing plasma again, and it's been a few months, and that was one of the first videos I ever made. We've come a long way since then. We've done a lot of research, and we've got some things to talk about. Okay. First off, if you watch this video from start to finish, you will get a completely new understanding of plasma. You need to watch this video if you plan on using plasma moving forward at all. Going against him doesn't change much, but using him, here's some things you need to know. Okay, first off, Plasma's first skill, his dodge skill, is very powerful. It's a 40% skill. It's a very strong defensive skill. Rita has a 60% version of this skill, and it's very good. But Plasma's second skill, his Quantum Blast, is kind of what, makes him a special character, what makes him stand out. Plasma blows up. So if you've already seen the first video, you kind of know how that works. Well, this is the follow-up video to it, because in the first video I made a lot of claims that were very true against monsters, but they weren't true against players. Now, I don't know if the devs did a shadow patch against PvP combat versus PvE combat, but the mechanic for Plasma, unlike most commanders, works very differently in that combat, and I'm able to emulate it in Endless. One of the hardest things to do is to get someone to agree to send a full march or a large tier 9 plus march against your Plasma, because the losses are tremendous, and the amount of replays needed for this are substantial. So I have done a tremendous amount of work, and I want to share it with you guys, and I want to break some things down. And the first thing I want to break down is that this Quantum Blast skill says that he does 82.5% damage or 82% of his HP gets dealt as damage when his troop slot dies. The whole troop slot dies, and their entire HP right before they died gets dealt as damage to a maximum of 200% normal damage, normal attack. Now, the HP value of the troops can be modified by gear, and the total damage of the troops' output can be modified by gear. Unlike some other abilities, this one definitely is affected by gear. And in order to increase your HP, the only way to get HP, well, you want to increase your HP and your damage, right? The only stats you can get on chest pieces is HP, not damage. And the only stats you can get on legs are dodge and HP, not damage. You don't necessarily need any crit on Plasma whatsoever, because his skills don't do crit damage. His first skill and his second skill don't use crit damage. It doesn't hurt, but I also don't expect people to build him with accuracy and crit damage. So focus on just HP and damage, and you will do really well. And dodge. Dodge is important. HP, damage, dodge. Everything else, ignore it. Now, when it comes to which is best, all damage, all HP, or somewhere in between, we are going to break the numbers down for you right now. We're going to go right into Endless. We're using pure HP gear, no damage gear, and we're going to talk about one of the first monumental discoveries of this research. As you know, that it says that your bomb's damage is capped by 200% of your attack. You cannot bomb somebody for more than 200% of your total attack. Well, my total attack on this Plasma is exceptionally low. We're going to use tier 10 infantry. We're going to be going against this Plasma. He has no dodge gear, just a little bit of HP there, a little bit of less HP there. For the most part, he's an offensive Plasma, not built the right way to Plasma bomb. Anyway, we're going pure HP gear, and our damage is very, very low. So we are going to reach our plus damage cap, and we are going to bomb, and you are going to see that the damage is going to vary. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to see 84800, 86860, and the damage was different. Slots 1, 2, and 3 have the exact same stats, and they were hit for 3 different amounts. There it is again. All 3 different amounts. You could pause the video and look at that. That one troop slot hit for 3 different amounts. And the reason it is because the amount of HP was so high that we reached our damage cap. Why that's important is because once we start increasing our damage so high that we don't have enough HP to reach the cap, the damage becomes equal. In other words, the game knows that once you hit your maximum damage, listen to this, once you hit your maximum damage, once you reach that attack 200% cap, your damage varies. Your damage varies. So if you're testing your Plasma and you see the damage start to change from slots 1, 2, and 3, that means that you don't have enough attack. You have reached the cap of attack damage. So you need to add more attack, not more HP. Adding more HP will not increase your bombs at that point. I know I said that fast. Maybe go back and re-listen to that, because if I say it again, I might mess it up. I know I said it right that time. So go back 30 seconds and re-watch that. That's a very important aspect of this video. Now, our bombs were hitting not so hard. I think it was hitting for, oh God, was it 80,000? I think I had written it down like 80,000. 80,000 varied. All right, now we are going to increase our damage cap by adding a Devastation Helmet. Devastation Helmet gives us 108% attack. I've got another 25% of the gem and some more HP on the gem as well. So both those stats help. In hindsight, I may change this later on, but I do believe this is the best helmet in slot for him. Maybe the Ghost Mask, but we'll see. I gotta shuffle some things around. As far as weapons are concerned, we are going to switch over to pure damage so we can see what those numbers are. And I've got double Apocalyptors here. If you don't have double Apocalyptors, you can use the Jedi Knight ones. What are they called? Oh, here we are. You can use Skywalkers. You can use... Ooh, not a lot of choices for infantry. There's his attack. Yeah. So really, only Skywalkers give you damage, and Eternal Barriers, you can gem them for damage because they have HP. And those are the stats you want, HP and damage. So if you see Plasmas using anything other than Apocalyptors, the Jedi weapon, or Eternal Barriers, they're not building them right. Well, for the most part, that's a pretty true statement. Okay, we do have a little bit of dodge here. Obviously, the first skill is important. We can gem HP there. We talked about that. For pants, I may as well finish that up. For pants, you want to do Nixaw pants. I don't have them on for this video because otherwise the plasma we're going against can't hit us in time. It takes too long to do the replays. So you can put dodge on these pants, or you can put HP. Personally, I think dodge is a great choice because of how useful his first skill is. I may be capping my own damage in the future by not having enough HP there. Well, you know, that's up to your discretion, and you can figure out once your plasma's finally built and your gear levels are set, and you can decide if one extra dodge in there, one extra HP in your pants is better. But okay, so now we have pure damage gear on. We'll load up our plasma again. We'll do the exact same test, and in the first replay, we were getting a damage of... Oh God, was it 80,000, 60,000? Oh Lord. Oh well, if you're watching this video, you can go back and see. Here we go, there's our first hit, 476,000. So 476,000. Sorry, the last one was 80,000. This one is 476,000. Here it comes again, and you'll notice it's 128. 476, 128, and it's capped. It is 100% capped. That means, I'm sorry, it's not capped, it's equal. 476, 128, it is equal. So it did not reach my maximum attack potential. So my HP was not high enough to take it all the way to the top and reach its potential. So what that means is we can add more HP and hit harder. Now remember, when we go to add more HP, it means that we may in the process lose some damage depending on what gear we swap around. Now in my particular gear, I already know that I can swap that damage out for this HP and get a better result. So I'm going to lose 70% damage, or what was that? Sorry, not 70%. I'm going to lose, 70% damage, and I'm going to gain 50% HP. All right, so let's load that up. We'll send them back to Endless again. Got to change our gear every time we do that. And that's so that Endless redetects my gear. There we go. Back into Endless. And this time we have a balance of HP and damage gear. Okay. Here comes the first hit. It lands, and the damage is 620,915. So we went from 476 to 620. 620,000. Now our basic melee hits, I just missed it, is 700,000 crit. 700,000 crit. So that's more like 350,000 base. So there it is, 620,915. That's capped, or varied, or stays the same. So 661. So we're decent regular melee hits are 350,000, but our bombs are hitting for 620. So twice our melee damage. Big stuff there. Okay, so because we know 620,000 was all the same, that means we did not reach our damage potential. We did not reach the maximum damage yet. So what that means for my gear is I can add more HP and I can hit a little bit harder. So let's do that. Let's let's see what our max, with our current gear, without changing any gems around, what else can I add here? Ooh, there's a 70% or 66% HP I can add. There's 55 I can add, 45 I can add. Let's add the 70%. What is that? 66%. And then let's see if we can get our damage to vary, meaning we have hit our damage cap. That would be cool. Let's see what that does. Now, of course, you can always add spirit stones to add a second gem, add more HP and damage when you know what you're at, where your gear is at, and modify it as needed. So here we go, going into it. Right now, we'll see if he one-shots me. I'm sure he will. Yep, there it is. And it's 679446, and the damage varied. Here it goes again. 7-3. Oh, that's our base hit. Sorry. There it is. 661, 740. It all varied. It all varied. That means we had reached our damage cap. That means the only way to add more damage to my bomb is to increase my damage on my gear or gems. So what that also means is that it did go up to 660 from 620, which is a decent increase, about a 5% increase. Not that great. So with my current gear, I would probably just switch back to my dodge gear and have a ton more dodge. That way I can get a little more value out of my first skill, have some longer battles, and with the new Ares gem, or Bite of Ares, you can lower their accuracy even more, and attack damage even more, excuse me. The airship one lowers their accuracy. But yeah, so that's how Plasma works, okay? And that's his PvP setup. So right now, if you have a Plasma and you like his gear, just know that if your damage is all the same on that first row, when your slot dies and the damage is all the same on the front row, that means that you have not reached your damage cap. You need more hit point gear. If your damage varies when you get blown up, if it varies on all 3 slots, that means you have reached your damage cap, and that adding more HP will not help. You need to add more damage. And that's how Plasma's played. These are the best in slot items: Nixaw dodge pants, Nixaw chest piece, HP in the gems if you can, or dodge in the pants. But in my example, I'm already maxed on my damage cap, so I will not be... Ooh, wait, we should check that, huh? We should check that. I'm pretty sure I won't get hit, so there's no point in putting in this replay. So what can I do? Well, I know I'm at my damage cap. I can add more damage on the helmet, right? Because I know I'm capped. Oh, I'm going to be capped, I should say. I can add more HP and damage here. So I've got a little room for improvement on my Plasma. And if you stick around for our Galactic Battle Season 4, which is about to kick off tomorrow, you'll get to see my Plasma in action and the rest of my guild. I'm in the guild God Chaos on server 367. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope this explains all of it to you. At least gives you a good starting point and understanding of how Plasma works. Yeah, so... if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like the video. If you have any questions, or if I missaid something, or if I said something wrong, or you want to debate me, go to the comments below. I welcome it. I want you to join our little community on the Line app, L-I-N-E. You can add me. It's Melt AOW. We're a small little community. So the reason we started these channels was to increase our community size. So we want to get to know you. We want to know who you are, who you main, and all the questions you have. You can join our inner server chat room. There's literally, like, I think 600 of us now. So... you're welcome to join in and leave if you don't like it, or stay if you do. But yeah, thanks for playing our game. Thanks for watching our video. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.